Hello, 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 my beautiful people. Cheryl Sally here with Legacy Leaders Business Development Institute. And I'm coming in talking about, you know what, the tips for today. The tips for today's topic is going to be about loan readiness and preparing to get funding for your business. Now, if you're already in business, you already have gone through the process, you probably already know. But this is more or less for those just getting started up. So, tip number one, and before I even start with the tips, I have the whole course on how to prepare to get funding for your business on our online course platform, which is Legacy Leaders Business Development Institute at legacyleadersbdi.com. So let's get back into the tips for today as it relates to loan readiness. So tip number one is know your numbers. Know your numbers. And this is just not for loan readiness, even though that's what we're talking about today. But know your numbers all the time. Understand your financials inside and out. I used to prepare a lot of business plans, a lot of financial projections, and I used to actually write them for the clients. But I would tell the clients, listen, I'm writing this plan for you. We're doing this, but I need you to study the numbers because you're giving me some information. Some of the information I either know or I'm researching it to find out what the industry standards are, but I need you to know these numbers inside and out so that you can articulate your financial vision, including the cost and the pricing and your budget and projections and so on and so forth. Know your numbers in and out so that you can articulate them to your audience, whether it is traditional lenders, non-traditional lenders, or investors, so on and so forth. So know your numbers. This includes not only what you expect to make or what you expect to spend for your business, but also your credit score. Know what your credit score is before you go into the lender. Know what's on your credit report and know what the criteria is for financing. If most lenders will love to see a credit score of 700 or more, 700 or above. Some of them will accept 650. Some of them will accept less. But then the lower the credit score, the more interest you're going to be paying. That's paying for that loan. That's a whole nother workshop, whole nother class about high interest. You want to do things on your credit, work on your credit before you even go to a lender in preparation. If you know that, by next year, this time, I want to have my business, or this is the 5-year plan for developing my business, and so on and so forth, we're going to the next level. No, and so what one of the requirements or one of the criteria for getting funding is that credit score. So get that report. Know what that score is now. Know what's on that report, and if you need to do what you need to do. So it's the plan before the plan. Do what you need to do to get your score up, because it's the difference in paying all of that interest, paying double, triple, quadruple in interest on that money, right? I've been there, done that. So credit repair, I have some information about that on my consulting website at treadwatersolutions.com. But just email me and you can find out more. But know your numbers. That's tip number one. Preparing the detailed financial statements, having a clear understanding of your business's financial health so you can talk to the lender about the numbers. Tip number two, create a solid plan. Now, depending on the business model, depending on the industry, some lenders don't require a plan. Okay. I am of the position that every business, no matter how small or how large, you need a plan. That plan will help you articulate and move the thoughts and things out of your head that you already know onto that paper, right? That plan is it articulates in writing the steps that you need to take from right now where you are, the steps that you need to take to meet your goals in business. What do you need to do so far as the financial, your projections for your financial goals? What do you need to do in marketing? What do you need to do for the infrastructure of your business? What systems are you going to have in place? There are certain systems that you have to have in place as it relates to your human resource management system, your performance management, your marketing system. Yes, it's a system. Everything's a system. Your customer relationship management system, which is tied to your marketing, keeping up with your customers, because it's all about your customers. It's not about you and your great services. You're here to satisfy your customers because you want them to pay you for your products or services. But that customer relationship management system, how do you keep in touch with them all day, every day? Your operations in general, it is a system, so on and so forth. So businesses, at the core, at the infrastructure, at the foundation of every business, there are systems, and you want to create a plan so that you will know all of those systems and you will have it in writing what systems you need to have in place, and get into details about those systems. Now, a lender may not need to see all of the details, but you need to have the details down pat, as we said in the old days. But they need to know that you know about the systems. They need to know that you know what systems need to be in place, right? So create a good, solid business plan so that you can build on it. It may change from year to year, but it becomes your strategic plan for growing your business. You can label it whatever you want to label it as, but it is your strategic plan from day one. But definitely your strategic plan for moving your business forward. So craft that business plan, well-crafted business plan. It's crucial for securing a loan in most cases. It defines the who you are, the who, what, when, where, how much do you need, what are your proposed terms for paying it back, so on and so forth. You got to minimize the lender's risk. They don't want to be in the business of default, right? So they're in the business to help you grow a business. So that solid business plan is crucial. It includes your market analysis, your financial projections, and your repayment plan. Tip number 3, prepare required documents. So your tax returns, their bank statements, any legal documents, any supplemental information that you might need. And I talked about food services on one of my last tips. But for food services, for instance, I will put a sample menu in there. But know what the required documents are that the lender is looking for. The tax returns. If you're an existing business, it's going to be the tax returns for the business, personal tax returns, and your financial statements. Those are some of the standard documents. If real estate is involved, then they will require an appraisal, and usually they will do. They have the in-house appraisers or appraisers that they contract with to come out and do an appraisal on that piece of real estate. But have those documents in the package, and you may have had an appraisal done. If this plan or this loan involves real estate, if you've had a recent appraisal done, include it in there. So include all the supplemental information in addition to the business plan that you have and that loan application. Tip number 4, understand the different loan options. Know what they are. From the SBA guaranteed loans, the USDA, and the SBA, that's Small Business Administration. I hate to use those acronyms and not explaining what they are. SBA, Small Business Administration, guarantee loan programs. The USDA, that's United States Department of Agriculture, guarantee and their loan programs, and all of the other, you got traditional lending and non-traditional lending. You have some government entities that have revolving loan programs, so on and so forth. So understand the different options, the differences, and so you can choose the right one based on your needs. We have some micro lenders who will loan up to $50,000. We have some who will loan up to $200,000, and then it goes up and up and up to into the millions of dollars. And all of them, most of them will require, not all of them, most of them will require the same thing. So become familiar with all of that. Know what your strengths are. And this is just a little tip I'm throwing in there. Know what the strengths are in your business plan, in yourself. Know what the weaknesses are, though, more so, because the lender, a knowledgeable lender, particularly that's knowledgeable about the industry that you're going into, they're going to be able to recognize your weaknesses immediately, and they want to, a lot of times they will want to help you improve those weaknesses, but you need to be honest and know what your weaknesses are too. When you look at the checklist for opening a business, when you look at the checklist of the business management systems, when you look at all of those things, then you need to say, you know what? I'm weak in this area. I don't know this area. I don't know about the human resource management system. Well, when you can make that statement, then it's a matter of you researching and you studying and you doing your homework about that system. It's not a hard task, but you just have to commit to doing it. You have to commit to the research that's required, so you can have some, and you know more than you think you know, because a lot of times you've gone through the process, you've gone through, and I'm using human resource management as an example, you've gone through the onboarding process from the time you see an employment opportunity online or wherever. You look at the job description, right? That job description is a part of the human resource management system. You look at the job description. That helps you determine whether you have the credentials, the qualifications to even go about spending time to apply for that job, right? So you as a business owner, you have to create the same job description for those people that you want to hire. From the job description, you're called into the interview, the process. I talked about processes on one of my last tips, but you go through the process, the hiring process, the identifying of the employee, to developing the interview and conducting the interview, and all of the legal things that you have to abide by and adhere to as it relates to your human resources, which are your greatest assets. And the list kind of goes on and on, but you want to know those differences. Tip number 5, last but not least, understand how to build a strong case. Present a compelling case for why your business is a good investment. This includes demonstrating your business's potential for success, your ability to repay the loan, and your commitment to your venture. Those are the five tips for today, and it's many more. So I just give I give a few tips about different topics, but there's a lot more under each topic, just to highlight a few things that you could consider, or you can consider, when pursuing your dreams of business ownership. All right, I am going to sign off for today, but I really want you all to take time to visit my website. It's www.legacyleadersbdi.com. www.legacyleadersbdi.com. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Take a look and stay tuned for more tips on business.